Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the eTechnology Dome camera. This is yet another Wi-Fi IP security camera from eTechnology. It's a subsidiary of Xiaomi, and what's unique about this one, which is priced at $70, you can find it on Amazon right now or through the company's website, is it has a 360-degree pan and tilt capability, which you use the smartphone. It supports both iOS and Android to navigate and maneuver, so it gives you a bit more freedom to check out your surroundings in a house, perhaps in a larger room, what's going on if you're not there. Otherwise, it has the same support in terms of application, which you download through the Play Store, the iOS Store, so it is in the same ecosystem as previous e-cameras that we've checked out. Taking a quick look at the packaging here, fairly clean. There's a QR code on the side which you can scan to download the app. On the back, we can take a closer look at some of the specifications. This is a 720p, so that's a 1280 by 720 resolution camera that has a direct field of view of 112 degrees. It also has motion tracking, so if it detects movement, it's going to push a notification through the app and tell you to take a quick look. There's also two-way audio, which means that it has a built-in speaker as well as a microphone, so you can actually talk to the person who's in the house. And there's also night vision, so there's IR lights on here, so it gives you a monochrome black and white picture under darker environments. So it has a microphone, supports micro SD card for direct video recording, so on and so forth. Some basic info again on the sides of the packaging. Pretty clean presentation. So opening up the box on the top here with access to a quick start guide as well as some warranty guides from the company. Here is an instruction manual that documents how to set up the application, the mounting brackets if you want to install it more permanently, as well as how to power it on. And here's the QR code to download the app again. It uses the same ecosystem as previous Xiaomi action cameras as well as home security cameras. So the good thing is if you already have the app on your phone, you can continue using it without the need to install something new. So here we have the power brick, which is a standard USB brick that has the Yi logo on it. And there's also the aforementioned micro USB cable for providing power to the camera. There's also the mounting brackets and screw, which you can use to get a more permanent setup. Taking a quick look at the design of the Dome, it is a pretty traditional looking IP security camera. There's not anything too spectacular about the build or the design. Obviously you have this pivot hinge which allows the lens to rotate really freely and give you a custom field of view and angle. On the front here there's access to the microphones, the sides has access to the company's Yi logo, and there's also some ventilation grills to prevent overheating. The back features a reset pen along with a micro USB port for power and the aforementioned micro SD card. There isn't any card included, although it does support up to 32 gigabytes, and I do recommend that if you want to record video and control that through the phone, since you can't record it via Wi-Fi and just record it on the phone's memory. So that's something to quickly point out. The base features access to a soft touch rubber material which prevents the camera from sliding around on a surface or a desk. Setting up for the first time is actually pretty cool just because it does a quick check on its motor, so it spins around, and also has voice guided prompts that tells you the connection status. So I'll show you guys that very quickly now. I'm going to plug this into power. The lights will turn on and you'll see that it starts to rotate, kind of track if there's any motion or perhaps any image that's been detected.
Welcome to Yi Home Camera. Waiting to connect.
What's also great is since the last time that we saw a eTechnology home security camera, which was about 2 years ago, there's actually now an English version of the app out. Depending on where you purchase your camera, you're able to use this international version. Just go through the Play Store and you can download it, and everything is in English as opposed to Chinese like we saw with the original app. Otherwise, the functions remain the same, and pairing is extremely simple as well as interesting because you enter the Wi-Fi network password on your phone, and afterwards it puts out a QR code, and then you scan the QR code using the camera, and afterwards it connects to Wi-Fi that way. So it's very fast and interesting. One thing to note though is that the eDome only supports 2.4G Wi-Fi networks and hotspots and doesn't offer that 5G compatibility. So if you are using, let's say, a more expensive router, that's something to keep in mind, that it's not going to work all the time with that pairing. Once you're done though, it is very simple to use this interface, and the Dome camera houses its own kind of proprietary setup just with this scroll wheel on the bottom here that reminds me of earlier iPods. It allows you to easily pan the camera left and right. As you can see, I can tap on these controls and the viewfinder will move correspondingly. And there's also adjustments for height, so I can tilt this up and down. Again, it is a 360-degree kind of pan and tilt. It's not the most smooth action in the world, but it does work fairly well. On the bottom right-hand corner, there's access to a bit of information about the network speed, so whether or not it's super slow, you're going to have some delay in what is being displayed in real time versus what you're seeing on screen. There's also settings for recording video. You can select for standard definition or high definition video. Obviously, high definition is going to use a bit more bandwidth, and there's also other settings, including a name, turning the settings, including the light on and off, activity alerts, so if you get a motion, it's going to automatically push a alert to your phone, pin protection, as well as managing your account information, and I can also take an image this way by capturing a shot immediately, as well as start recording video. So that's some of the things you can do. Otherwise, down here, I can tap on plus to bookmark a specific kind of page I have it set up at, and I can also tap on the expand icon here just to expand the view into full screen, as well as get more complex setups, including the time stamp on the very bottom here, which allows me to kind of record video continuously and check out what's happening across this stream. And of course, I can also use a microphone key there to start talking to the e-camera. So for example, hello, this is a test.
Hello, this is a test.
Underneath, we have access to also an interesting control, which allows you to turn on motion tracking and an auto cruise. So you can program this thing so it automatically rotates itself, let's say once every hour, just to detect maybe up, down, left, and right around the entire room to see if there's motion and not just in one direction. So that is a fairly interesting feature. And finally, there's also alerts here that gets pushed down to this little bar on the side there, so you can access for more information. So all in all, the interface is really cleanly designed and it works extremely well. Despite the lack of direct recording in terms of video files onto the phone, you have to still keep it recorded on a micro SD card on the camera. And also there isn't a built-in battery pack, so if someone unplugs the camera, you're kind of out of luck. However, it is extremely simple to set up, extremely simple to use, and we're quite impressed with the improvements that have been made since we last saw this application. So doing a quick look at the video quality next, as you can see, the colors here are quite saturated as well as bright and vivid looking. Under brighter environments, this camera does a very good job of picking up your surroundings as well as detail. Now, it isn't going to be a autofocus camera, of course, just like most action cameras and home security cameras, so it's going to do best under far away shots and landscape shots, so your surroundings are still going to be captured in fine detail. And despite being a 720p resolution camera, there's still a lot of text as well as details that are legible. So if you want to read some fine print, maybe something like a license plate, for instance, if you are tracking something outdoors, someone's parking in front of your house, that is something that you can still read and access on here. Under darker environments, it still does a very good job, but again, it uses infrared lights, which means the color changes from full color into monochrome. So what's nice about this app is, of course, you can access the content no matter where you are. You just need to be connected to Wi-Fi from your phone or 3G or 4G on your phone. Open up the app once it's set up. You can see what's happening in your house even if you're in another country or somewhere else. So that is quite useful. You can see here that the rotation here actually works fairly nicely. There's a slight delay, but it's not too bad, about 2 to 3 seconds, I would say. And all in all, is pretty smooth as well as responsive and easy to control. So I am pretty impressed with the image quality and overall performance of this home security camera. So as we kind of pan our way down a little bit more using the controls here, hopefully we can get a better view of what's going on outside. And again, if you want some more zoomed in detail, you have to rely on kind of a digital zoom, basically using pinch to zoom to go all the way in and see what's going on out. Once again, eTechnology has managed to build a high quality yet extremely low cost Wi-Fi home security camera with the Dome. It costs only $70, which is about a fourth or a fifth the price you'll pay for more expensive options like the Piper NV, and yet offers really good audio as well as video quality in addition to that unique pan and tilt function that is quite responsive and easy to use. The app itself is simple to set up, and again at this price point, eTechnology again proves that you don't have to break the bank to get a very solid piece of camera kit to enhance your home security or perhaps to monitor your surroundings when you're not there. You can check out more details about the eDome camera in our official written review, which is coming out soon. But for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. This has been the eTechnology Dome Wi-Fi Pan and Tilt 360-degree camera.